Nico Harrison. I don't even know what you're doing.
Talk about being tone deaf. Talk about being clueless and completely removed from reality.
Nobody thought the deal was real.
The man, the myth, the most hated man in the NBA today, Nico Harrison. The Luka Doncic trade just didn't make any sense. The price Nico asked for made even less sense. But was Nico actually playing chess? Maybe he wasn't worried about the asking price for Luka, but instead the cost of keeping Luka. Specifically the $350 million supermax that Luka would have been eligible for. What if Nico not only created a more defensive-minded team, but also a significantly less expensive team with an even brighter future? Sounds impossible, doesn't it? Except just 3 months after trading Luka, the Dallas Mavericks did the impossible.
The second pick will be made by the San Antonio Spurs.
Now wait a second. Before we talk about Cooper Flagg and how the Mavericks can pay him $800 million, we have to talk about how Nico Harrison was able to get him to replace Luka for just 25 cents. I'm Jerry, and this is a Clutch original on how Nico Harrison saved his legacy just 3 months after destroying it. Nico didn't just stop believing in Luka. He also just believed in Anthony Davis. In his Mavs debut, AD showed people what Nico saw, for one half. He got hurt in the third quarter and missed the next 6 weeks. Then a few weeks later, Kyrie Irving went down with an ACL tear, and the Mavs season was over all of a sudden. They were in the finals just 9 months prior. And instead of trying to get back there, the Mavs were deliberating if AD should play when he's healthy or sit out the remainder of the season to get a high draft pick. AD made the decision for them, suiting up to finish the season and carry the Mavs to a 39-43 record in the play-in tournament. They lost both games and ended up in the NBA lottery anyway. But remember that 39-43 record. That was also the record for the Chicago Bulls. And how does a billion-dollar industry like the NBA handle tiebreakers for determining the draft order? The same way that 6th graders decide who gets ball first on the playground. You flip a coin. A trusty quarter, 25 cents, determined everything. The coin toss gave Dallas the 11th position in lottery odds, and the Bulls would get the 12th spot. Now that doesn't seem like a big deal. The Mavs would have a 1.8% chance to land the top pick, and the Bulls 1.7%. But then it happened.
And the 2025 NBA draft goes to the Dallas Mavericks.
If that coin hadn't landed with the George Washington's face smiling up at the Mavericks, they never would have landed Cooper Flagg. But it gets even worse for Bulls fans, so turn away if you got to. Remember the infamous Luka Doncic trade? That also featured a fatal coin flip for Chicago. In 2018, the Bulls actually won the coin flip to claim the 6th spot in the draft lottery order that year, over the Kings, who got the 7th spot. However, the Kings ended up getting the 2nd pick overall in 2018. So not only could the Bulls have landed Cooper Flagg in 2025, they could have landed Luka Doncic in 2018. Remember, the Kings GM had a personal dispute with Luka's father, so another team with the number 2 pick probably wouldn't let a generational talent slip away. All of these alternative universes deleted because of US currency. But the 25 cents that brought Cooper to Dallas is nothing compared to what he could earn by 2035, with the league's salary cap growing by 10% year to year. Flagg's deal one decade could be worth $800 million. So in effect, Nico Harrison went from orchestrating the most bizarre trade in NBA history to landing one of the most bizarre number 1 picks in NBA history, all in a span of just 3 months. Instead of paying Luka Doncic $350 million to not play defense, the Mavs now have an even younger franchise player who can play defense and will earn nearly $1 billion. And Nico owes it all to a freaking quarter.